Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we are not in the command center. We're not in the place where I spent thousands of dollars, countless hours, neon everything, LED everything, Pokemon everything. Naturally, you guys want to see the other stuff, the behind the scenes stuff. So here we are. We got an overwhelming amount of comments saying you wanted to take a deeper look into the vault. And I was like, you know, it never struck me that you guys would want to see that stuff, but that's probably the most interesting stuff to look at. So this is where we got the name for the Pokevault. It is simply a Winchester gun safe that I kind of retrofitted into a place to hold all of my, you know, most prized possessions when it comes to the Pokemon TCG. So I figured this will be a multi-part episode, and that's the only way that I can think of actually taking this project on and showing you guys what I have in here, because there's literally so much. And each level of this vault has a separate purpose. And I guess let's just start with the top level. All right guys, so here we are in the top row of the vault. As you can see, it is a slab jungle in here. This top row serves a few purposes, okay? Number one, it's a place where I feature certain cards that I'm maybe posting on Instagram or social media type stuff. It's a place where I keep some of my most prized PSA 10s, and it's also a place where I filter cards that I'm going to either get graded or I'm going to put in a binder, and I kind of put them on the top shelf just to remind me that, hey, I need to go through those. Because, you know, if you're a collector, you're obviously always buying, trading, selling, and stuff like that. So I kind of developed a system where my top priority cards are going to be right here, and then I have to go through those in the way that I do to see which ones I'm going to get graded or not, and if it's worth getting graded. As you can see here, this is a base set booster box. This has been on other episodes of mine. This is something that I acquired years ago. It's a green wing variant booster box. If you don't know what that is, maybe we can get more into that later, but it's just a different variant. It's one that came in between Shadowless and Base Set Unlimited. So yeah, well, this is a Shadowless PSA 10. I'm gonna take a picture of this for Instagram later. This is one of the jewels in my collection. Super low pop, very hard to get in a PSA 10. I actually pulled this card myself and got it graded. So it means a lot to me, but yeah. So that's a cool card. Back here, you'll see there's different rows for the slabs. Each one kind of has its own theme, but sometimes they are mixed up. Let's see, let's just pull one out and just see what we got. And like I said, this might be its own episode in itself, just going through all of the different, you know, graded cards that I have. I mean, it's pretty insane. So there you go. There's a Gym Challenge Blaine's Charizard PSA 10. Obviously, that's a sick card. There's some more. Let's see, Gym Heroes, Vileplume. I mean, there is a lot of cards in here, and most of the time they'll be on display. This is a really hard card to get in a PSA 10. I actually forgot that I even had this. This is a low pop card in a PSA 10. There's a Misty. I'm trying to complete Gym Challenge in PSA 10, and it is proving to be way more difficult than I thought, and way more expensive, because there's a few cards in this set that are, you know, almost impossible to get in a PSA 10. One of which is Erica's Venusaur, and then there's Persian. I think it's Giovanni's Persian, but yeah, they're really, really hard to get into PSA 10, so it's not going to be easy. But I'm trying to complete Gym Challenge, so maybe it'll happen one day. I don't know. And that usually, like, stuff like that is going to usually happen through trades, getting lucky, and then you have to find a person who wants to actually trade that card with you, because, you know, they're not easy to get. This is one of my favorite Arcanine artworks of all time. This is literally one of my favorite cards. But I could say that about a lot of cards, right? There's a Lieutenant Surge's Raichu. This is also a sick card. I remember these from my childhood. I always loved this artwork for some reason. I'm a huge Gyarados fan. I love me some Gyarados. Zapdos, Rocket Zapdos PSA 10. And then here's Giovanni's Gyarados. I always thought this was more of like kind of like a plain artwork, but it's still beautiful. I mean, shoot, for being 20 whatever years old. So yeah, guys, that's kind of a quick look into one of the rows of what I have here. And This is not my entire slab collection. This probably represents, I'm gonna say, probably 90% of my PSA 10s and then 60% of my slab collection. I have boxes of slabs that I don't keep in here. They're not nearly as expensive and they don't mean nearly as much to me. But I mean, if you go into any given stack, you're gonna find some insane like banger a lot of times. Let's see, let's go in here. Okay, so perfect example. So this is a Staff Charizard PSA 10 pre-release from Sword and Shield. I mean, this could potentially be a very, if you have this card, this could be a very valuable card down the road, because this was the last time that they did a staff card, and this was the last staff Charizard that they came out with. That's not to say that they're not going to be doing more staff Charizards, but it is definitely it is the last one in the last few years. And I think they announced that they were no longer going to be doing staff cards like that. So I don't know if that's true, but if it is, you know, great, because I have it. If it's not, then oh well. All right, these are super cool. These are Japanese Poncho Pikachus with the Charizard ponchos. So I mean, if you're ever looking for a mashup of two super popular Pokemon, it's, you know, the fan favorite Pikachu, and then of course the Mega Charizards. So yeah, I mean, these cards are absolutely wicked. I'm happy to have these. Huge fan of Japanese. Love the artworks. Oh, those are cool. Okay, there we go. 2 more Charizards from Hidden Fates, and then from Burning Shadows. There's a lot of these, but I find them very difficult to get in a PSA 10 because the print quality was not good for Burning Shadows. So I feel very, very blessed to have this card. It's one of my favorite artworks. It's one of the cards that I chased down like really hard when I got back into Pokemon. And back then it wasn't nearly as expensive to chase cards as it is now. That's a cool card. That's a CD promo Charizard. So yeah, the list goes on, guys. I mean, we could sit here forever. This is a cool card. This is a card that I actually acquired from Leonhardt, and then I had it graded. It almost got the 10. If this would have gotten the 10, he pulled this on his channel, this would have been a $20,000 card, easy. I'm not gonna say heartbroken, like I'm happy to have the 9, but if this would have come back a 10, it would have been like amazing. So yeah, and this is exactly how I get my stacks all, you know, all mixed up. And then over here, guys, these are more slabs. These are not as expensive of slabs. These are ones that I just got back. A lot of them are PSA 10s, and I'm just gonna have to sort those. Those are gonna go into a box somewhere. They're not gonna stay here on the top row, because the top row, this top row is pretty much reserved for those like big bang heaters. You know what I mean? These are cards that I just acquired. I still have to go through them, so there has to be a sorting process. This is a Dark Charizard from Team Rocket. I need this card in a PSA 10. This one is a very good candidate. It is straight out of the pack. It is very, very, very minty. The centering is a little bit rough from left to right, but it has a shot, so I'm going to send it in. I have this card in a PSA 10. I have most of these in a PSA 10 already, but I have to sort through them and see which ones are, you know, are going to go off to PSA and which ones are going to go to, I don't know, to a binder, I guess. And a lot of you asked, like this lighting that I have. So let me see if I can turn you around. So as you can see, there's an LED light strip. It did not come with the safe. I actually did that myself. And then I also put a motion sensor, like an occupancy sensor, that tells you when someone is, you know, in the vicinity, or literally when the door opens, and it turns the LEDs on. So you can kind of see, and I just ran them on the back of the safe. And I guess that's for those of you that have a Winchester Safe and you're looking to turn it into a Pokemon safe. So I guess episode number 2 will be this second row. There is a lot to get in. There's a lot to get into here, and each row serves its purpose. So this is like a sneak peek into next week's episode, I guess, on part 2 of this series, because this is going to be a 3-part series, and we're going to look at some of this, you know, some of the stuff that I have in here. These are cool boxes. We'll definitely have to get into those, and we'll look through those. These are cool back here. These are like the starter decks from the vintage game. Super cool. Very nostalgic. There's 25-year air in there, which I'm a huge fan of. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's something different than we've ever done before. This is going to be part 1 of a 3-part series. I'm really excited to kind of dive deeper into this vault with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this content. Next up is going to be the second row, which definitely has some heat in it. All right, guys, I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace out. Later. Yo, what's up, guys? If you want to see a video that I think that you might like after watching what you just watched, click the button right here. And if you want to be one of those people that want to subscribe to the channel and see how far this rabbit hole goes, the button's right here. Do it!